Good evening. Good evening. Hello, Cheryl, Luann. I saw Deb up there somewhere. Bonnie, how's everyone doing? Celine, your husband basically just instant messaged me and asked me if I had mob connections. So
Hey, Anna
you
John.
need to have him stop that stuff. Hello, John McGinnis,
Kathy.
Kathy, Ali, Kevin, my friend. We were just talking about you too. Christopher, how's everyone doing? Yeah, Dan. He sent me a message. He said he was watching some thing on John Gotti, and one of his people that he worked with was Anthony Ruggiero, and he asked me if it was any relation. So I said, "Yeah, that's my father." But it's not my father. He just told me. Ruggiero is a very, very common name. Very, very common name in Italy. Lots of Ruggieros. When I was in school, it was, "Are you related to Anthony? Are you related to this one? Are you?" No, 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 no. Hello from Clearwater Beach, Florida. So, how's everyone doing? Karen, how are you? Teresa, how's it going? You got me good. That's what I do, Dan. Dustin Parry interview a couple of nights ago, where we're still talking about that one. Very open, very honest. Dustin, if you meet him in person, he is Mr. X. I know who Mr. X is. Now I know. See, we got to stick with that name, John, because I'll know you better as that name than I do as John.
We're doing good, Bonnie. Thank you.
Dustin, if you meet Dustin in person, he is really no different than the Dustin that you saw, here. He's a very funny guy. He's very outgoing. He is very positive. A lot of what he says is just he is about building people up and helping people. And hold on, I'm not liking my layout here. I can't get in my settings.
Just all of a sudden it hit you. You didn't like it, huh?
I don't like it. It doesn't fill the screen. It's bothering me. But that's me. Hello, Christine. How are you?
Cindy.
So again, it was refreshing, I guess is the word, to hear him be so honest about what he's dealing with, his health issues and how they affect him, and his mentality and everything like that. And I like people like that. I love talking to people that are just honest, that you ask a question, you get an answer. And, Jason Hawes is like that. Like, there's so many interviews that we've done in the past where, hey, Travis.
Thank you for that beautiful card, Travis.
Yeah, Travis, very nice card. Thank you. Where, like, before we interview people, we have them on, we're like, is there anything you don't want us to talk about? And I've yet to come across anyone who says, don't bring this up. It hasn't happened in all the years we've been doing this, which we've interviewed a lot of people. And I like those type of people, because then you just have a conversation. Just want to stop by and say hi to my podcast. All right, John.
Happy birthday, Dana.
Yes, Dana. Happy birthday. Is his birthday today?
Yep.
But again, I really like that interview. And I was going back watching parts of it to clip it. And I was just like, wow, he was really, really honest. And Dustin, it just shows all of us have our peaks and valleys, It's life. That's how it is.
But it's humans. We're all humans. We're all connected in more ways than we could possibly imagine.
Yes.
And again, I think that makes us feel less disconnected and less alone when you have those type of connections, and that you understand that someone you might idolize and someone you might look upon, and hold to a higher standard, that they're still human and they still have all the same issues and the different trials that we do, that nothing is different for them than it is for us.
Yeah. I often say, imagine all the people living for today. You may say I'm a dreamer,
oh my God,
but I'm not the only one.
I'll say you a nuts job.
I made that up just before we came on.
Hi, Dominique. It's really nice to see that Gage is doing so well.
Jennifer, how are you?
Hi, Jennifer.
Jennifer actually made me laugh today because, hello, Jay, how are you? Jennifer sent me a screenshot of her watching us, or me, at the Creeper Gallery on her TV. So I actually found that kind of funny that people actually would watch us on a TV. Anyway, so we're at that point of the year where Friday is the last event of the year. I know, like a week left. Does it really So I'm working on the schedule for next year because people are forcing me to work on the schedule.
Not me.
For next, you know what I'm saying. And they want dates. They want to know where. They want to know when. They want to know. So it's pretty much done. Um, Believe it or not, there is 6 less events this year than there was next year than there was this year. Believe it or not. Could it get filled up? Anything could happen. But as of now, there are 6 less events, which I promised in my campaign. And we've got the dates and stuff set. We are going to be doing 3 events with John Zappis at Camp Evans, which he loves that place. All he does is talk about that place and how people would come up to him at the expo and say how much they enjoyed him at Camp Evans. And
there's so much activity and stuff
he
that
loved doing
happens there.
And we're going to try to get Cody Satori to join us on one of those John Zappis events at Camp Evans. But Cody Satori will be with us a few times at least next year. We'll be working with them at the mine. They'll be back again in December. We'll do that again at the Hoover House, and they'll be probably back with us at the mine at Halloween, and we're probably going to do 1 or 2 other things with them as well. Kalani, I'm talking to Kalani now. He's going to come back and do 1 or 2 events with us, and we're working with some others on some other stuff too. So it's going to be a good year. Like I said, I didn't want to jump into it as quickly as I did because I did want to break, and I actually pitched a date for the Burlington prison for January, and I was told they're still going to be working on it. So I was actually relieved because I really didn't want to do anything in January as far as an event. I want again, Chucky, you know about all this stuff.
I know, but
she plays
listen.
The martyr victim, but she is aware.
When he was doing let me stop and pull back that train, because you were working on your thing and then you said that about January, whatever. It's not where he's having discussions and asking.
She walked out of the room.
She
doesn't even participate. She walks out of the room. I'm sitting there saying, I'm working on the schedule.
Listen,
she goes, she looks over and then she goes
minimum
right out of the room. So who has to do it? And then she gets so jelly.
He always says I'm
because I have an action figure, I have a mug, I have a shirt, and I have a hat. And we were just talking to Pam and Steve, and I told them I've earned all that. She's yet to earn, like It's a Wonderful Life. We were talking about that movie, how earned the wings, the bell. My bell is rung
your
about
bell
like
has
30
been wrong.
times.
It's correct.
30 times. Her bell has
and I'm gonna
yet
ring it
to
again.
ring because
oh my
she
God.
hasn't earned that. I've earned enough for all of us. Let's be honest.
Ling, ling, ling.
Hello, Nicole. There's Nikki. How are you? Hey, Ann. Hello, Lisa. But yeah, so I'm working on next year, and I'm kind of on the fence about whether I'm going to list all of the event dates on the website just to let people go back and forth and whatever. We're going to try to set up Eventbrite for ticket sales rather than emailing me. The link will just go up and people can click and purchase, and we don't have to get bothered with any of that stuff.
I want a hole dug. I don't want to dig the hole in. I want somebody to have it ready.
Yes, I need to plan. But I'm on a debate whether I'm going to release them or I'm going to release them one at a time. I like the kind of one at a time thing, but I've been doing that for years. So I don't know. But there's plenty. It gets really busy and bogged down in September, October, as usual, into November.
Donna.
Hello, Donna. But throughout the year, they're staggered every couple of weeks throughout the year. So, I mean, we get a break during the summer and stuff. So there's time there.
So he says.
I'd be invited. But I did want to do live investigations in January too. So it was good that nothing happened in January as far as events. I didn't want to do an event in January. I really didn't. I would have done it for the Historic Society of the prison
Yes.
because they're our friends and we support them, but I really didn't want to. I know it's, but idea, any dates for, yes. The expo will be starting November 1st with the Friday night VIP party. The first day of the expo will be November 2nd, and the second day of the expo will be November 3rd. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Again, you guys follow us, so you'll get the inside information first. What are you going to say?
That Friday is not an expo day.
No, it's a VIP party.
Right.
So, and Sunday will be a shorter day. It'll be like 11 to 2, 11 to 3, probably 11 to 3. Yeah. So tickets will be cheaper on Sunday than they will be on Saturday. It'll be a good time. We're already booking people, so we're going to have a lot of people there and some surprise people there as well that you haven't seen in a while or that haven't been there before. So
the VIP party is a decorated atmosphere with a theme that you don't know until you show up at the party. There's catered food, dinner, hot meal, 4 choices, and fruit, cold cuts, bread, coffee, and there's a cash bar, there's a DJ, and there's photo ops, and you get to mingle with the guests that are there for the night. So we have 2.
No, Zach. I would love to have Zach there, but Zach doesn't do conventions. None of those guys do. I would love to have Ghost Adventures there. They're going to be hot tickets. Yeah, the VIP party are very, very cool.
So
very,
at the party, there's like Friday we'll have a set guests that'll be there if they're celebrities, and on Saturday there'll be another set of guests that'll be there that are planned that you can pick and choose from.
We're talking to Kalani. I was texting Kalani right before we came on about Kalani's going to do an event with us at the Mine. I'll probably do a few with us, but we were talking about the expo too. It's just a matter of working out the details, so yeah, we're working on everything. This is how it is. As much as I try to take the time off, and it just doesn't happen. And even with this thing, I got the injection and it doesn't seem to be working. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm still dealing with the same stuff I've been dealing with. It hasn't gotten any better. And I'm kind of disappointed and upset about that. But like we were talking about, Dustin, the other day, it is what it is. You adapt and adjust and you move on and you make the best of it. And that's that. I'll still keep doing what I'm doing regardless. You having another benefit. No, probably not till the middle of the year. We'll do another fundraising event for us. I ordered equipment. I'm ordering more equipment because of you guys. So thank you. We're going to have a lot of duplicates of things that we didn't before and some new stuff. That's thanks to you guys for helping us out. I feel special. My daughter just bought me a double chocolate chip cookie. Wow, that sounds good. I don't know what that's about. You sound like this one, Celine. Now you're throwing me off the rails. Stay strong, John. Yeah, thank you. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Health stuff, there are people a lot worse off than I am. My mom used to always say to me when I was a kid, and I would I'm talking little kid, and I would even think about making fun of anyone for any reason. My mother would always say, John, there for the grace of God, go I. And I'd be like, what does that even mean? And you learn what it means is that it's a crapshoot. Anybody with this disability or condition or mental, physical, anything, it's a crapshoot. It could be any one of us. Be grateful that for what you have, and and you can deal with whatever you have because we're all strong enough to do that. And if you have support, you get through anything.
Donna. It is a crapshoot.
Yeah. So anyway. So, the events, like I said, the first event that we'll be releasing and planning will probably be, I don't have confirmation on it, will probably be February 3rd at the W.M. Robinson House in Clark, which is how we always start every year.
Yeah.
It's cold, but he has a fireplace going in that building, and it's pretty warm, except for the basement where John happens to be every friggin' year. But
you were the paranormal savior.
But that's a very limited ticket event. I think we could only fit like 18 people tops in that building, and it's only a 3-hour event, but it's really, really cool. We had a really good time there last February when we did it. So the attic's usually active, basement's usually active, and we have a good time there. So that's how we start, because Kevin.
The first floor's active too. Those rooms.
Yeah. Scott. Oh yeah, that's where I saw the.
Yeah.
The laser grid get kicked. Scott, who's the director there, very dedicated to that building for many, many years. We've been going there, and we like supporting them. So we can only do it once a year. So that's it. That'll
Did
be
you
the
say
first
anything
one.
about Centenary College? Because Travis was saying about how he wants to go back there.
Centenary College University.
Whatever.
There'll be at least 4 events at Centenary. Yeah. Probably not start until April-ish, but we'll be there for sure. The question I want to put to all of you out there. Hello, Bill. Missing last February due to my daughter having, that's right. I remember, Kathy. Question I want to put to all of you, whether you're in New Jersey or you're not, no matter where you're from. And I'm going back and forth with Berkeley College. They can't do events on weekends. He wants to try to have a ghost hunt on a Thursday, a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And I told him, if you're watching, Michael, I told him that it's difficult enough to sell a Friday event because people come home from work, they want to eat, they want to change, and they're stuck in traffic, and they get to a ghost hunt at 7:00, whatever, is difficult. I told him during the week, a Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, you are not gonna sell tickets for that. So Donna, I see you say you would go, but I'm not sure if anybody else would do that. Not enough to sell out an event, honestly. So I put that to you people out there. Whether Nikki, you're not making this easy. Would you people just say no?
That's not no. You put the question out there. They're answering and say they do it during the week.
Oh God, I don't like you people sometimes.
See, John gets a narrative in his head, and he thinks that the way he thinks is exactly the way everybody else thinks.
Weekdays are tough. Thank you.
But here's the thing. It's true. There are people who work and do what they do, and they have a time slot. But
Saturday. Thank you.
But there are some people who can do.
But weekdays. We need to know: is it enough to sell out an event?
Because
that's the
question. Can't just have an event for
can't
three
be
people.
3 people. Yes. So that's kind of the question.
So you're moving back from Florida to North Carolina?
Probably not. See, school night.
Yeah.
So I don't think we could sell it out. I really
Weekdays
don't.
Are hard.
I think that would be really, really. What's today? I would, if the event was close. Depends on the.
That's what PTO days are for.
You're looking at 24 people, 20 to 24 people. So I don't know. Carson's.
There you go, Travis. You rely on Tina.
I really don't think we could. I mean, I told them we'd give it a go. We could try, but I mean, is it going to be worth their while? Depending on distance, I'm in PA. Yeah. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, we could try it. I mean, you know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at with him. He wants to do it in February. And I'm like, wintertime too? During the week? Yeesh.
Oh, that's when he wants to do it in the winter?
Yeah. Wants to do it in February. Like February 22nd or something. I can't remember. It's somewhere in there. And that's,
well, there's several factors to that. One, what will be the weather? And is it going to work out as far as travel and no difficulties?
I mean, you'd be the first people in there investigating.
Yeah, the first time ever. You'd have the very first one to say,
So that was another thing that I'm kind of going back and forth on. I
think for the first one up, being that it's the first time and people have never gone in there, it's never been investigated, and there's never been an event there, that it will be a novelty and there would be people who would do it. I think that you would definitely. Yes.
Maybe not enough. This is my thing, Friday nights, this.
I do know this, but you just don't know until you put it out and you just see. And then when you start, and then I would put the contingency. This will happen if we can meet this number. If not, no.
Well, okay. I mean, like I said, I'll put it out there and we'll try it, but I don't think it's going to happen. Anyway, but that's, again, what are you talking about? Luann, look, we can't go back to you all the time. I'm sorry. I know you have a little.
Yes, it is, Patricia.
You have a little trouble. but
we're talking about Berkeley College.
We can't go back 5 minutes every time for you to win. I know. Yeah, that's the spirit with the SLS camera. Touch the cat ball. But anyway, so that's what, again, we've been working on. I really want to set up some live investigations for January because we haven't done any since last January, February. No, I don't know about Conjuring House event. I don't know. People even asking us if we want to travel to do like, one of these other buildings in Ohio or whatever. And
yes, Kevin, there'll be hate.
Again, it's like thinking about it, but I don't know, about that.
Like something like a Waverly.
There are not enough weekends. That's what the problem is, and we do.
Yeah, and it would have to be a weekend trip for us to do something like that.
Yeah, the live event for people, but no, the live event. I like doing the live investigation. We haven't done them in a while, not together. So we'll probably try to get in, some places to do live. I mean, I'll reach out to some places this week and next week. I'd love to get back in Camp Evans again because I have such a good time in there. Every time we're there, I'd love to get back in. I mean, there's places I can reach out to and get into any of them. I would love to get into Centenary University, that basement area there that, the kids are off. So we'd have to do that sooner or later.
No, the Friday thing will not, at the Creeper Gala, will not be live because it's a private event.
That's sold out, and that's the last one. The last one. Like I said.
Travis is saying there's a few hundred places in New York, maybe in the future.
Hey, again, you guys go where the kids are there. No, we know. Danielle Danielle's tucked on the weed now, so we gotta get her out of that building.
Oh, that's funny.
No, Danielle was down in that basement we're talking about. It's actually the dorm, and the kids are above her, and you smell weed like crazy on the weekends down there. And I think Danielle's become to like
Danielle was
she's come to like it a little bit too much.
She was happy when the event was over, and she's bubbly. Where we were all tired, she was and like, she
wanted to go to the Wawa, and she ordered like 10 things. No, I love it crazy. Basements are awesome. They're certain times a year they're rough. Like there's been a few basements we've been in through the years where it's like, I'm dating myself, but Indiana Jones, the Temple of Doom. Oh. If you've ever seen that movie, he's in like this cave and he can't see, and then he lights the torch and there's bugs all around him. He's walking on them. They're on the walls. They're crawling on him. We've been in a few buildings in the basement where it's been like that. You don't even turn your flashlight on because you don't want to see what's around you. You just kind of do it and you feel them crawling on you, and it's just like,
yeah, Colette. But when we were down in the basement, the one in the basement of the Centenary University,
she's only been there 8-9 times.
There was big old cobwebs with spiders, and see, I have a huge thing about spiders. I can deal with it, but when it's in the dark and like my head bumped back to something and I had like tons and tons of web, like I was stuck. It looked like out of a horror film, and literally they're trying to get me to help me to clean off the cap because it was all full of all of the spider webs and stuff, and there was like a big old dead spider right on top of my head.
Where were we the last time when I came home and I had 2 spiders fall off of me?
Yeah, I forget what that was.
I came home from the one event that we were doing, and I always take a shower afterwards because I'm sweaty, especially if I'm in a basement and grimy. And I take off my hoodie and my hat, and there's 2 spiders. One was hanging from my hat.
Yeah.
The other just was kind of crawling around on the bathroom
I
floor.
can do the EBGBs. Like you can't help think that stuff's crawling all over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember when we heard someone walking on the stones there?
Where?
At the college.
At what college?
What college we're talking about? Sitting there.
Stones. What stones?
Like the stones, like there's stones there. You could hear like someone was walking.
I don't know what stones you're talking about.
I know you don't. You didn't do anything in the basement or in that area, but there's actually yeah.
You're talking about in Centenary University.
Stone. Yes, I just said that. There's a video on YouTube of Steve Gonzalez Fierce, but yeah, we've seen that. That's crazy.
I know that two people here understood because they were in that basement.
Donna was saying, I was reading what Donna said.
Her, but for the rest of us who didn't know, this is the basement of Centenary University.
I said that.
By the way.
We're talking about Centenary College. So yes, I'm talking about Centenary College.
I'll fill you in. I will always try to catch you up in the whole story if I can.
If
I catch on and
listen, if we're talking about Centenary College, why would I be talking about anywhere else but Centenary College University?
I'll always try to, again, I know Chris speak, so I kind of know how to get you where you need. It's like driving with her. Just literally the GPS will say.
Danielle.
The GPS will say 1 mile, turn right. She'll go, why is he taking us that way?
Okay,
I don't go that way.
I'm going to.
I would go that way. I'm like, that's the fastest way. Hence,
not always.
GPS.
Not always.
See, that's what I deal with.
So I got to tell you about that. And this is about Centenary College down in the basement. I was worried because down where you go down into the basement, it's kind of like we didn't want her to be out there alone. Like I had gone over and cleared out stuff, and then she was going in to clean up, and I didn't want her down in that basement by herself. And I go down in there, and she didn't hear me come in, and I was looking all over, couldn't find her. So I just thought, oh, she must have went to the restroom and didn't come back to the basement. So I'm literally cleaning up stuff, and all of a sudden she comes from the far side of the basement that's curved all the way around where you don't see. And she literally comes right over and walks up, and she didn't know I was. We both scared the crap out of each other. That's terrifying when your own teammate scares the crap out of you.
Well, for you, that
was scary.
Every weekend.
It scared the both out of us. She didn't know I was there, and I didn't know she was there.
But I watched. I don't know if I even mentioned this. I watched the Haunted Nights. The guys we had on, Dylan and Steve. They were at the mine. We let them in, and they were there for, I don't know, 7 hours or so. And I watched the YouTube episode that they did, and I'm going through it. And the funny thing is, people are commenting that there's a thing called what do they call them? I can't remember what they're called. Shotgun mics, I think they're called. They're kind of pointed, directional. They're really good boom mics, and they pick up everything.
Night, Jennifer.
And they don't have them, they're expensive. And they have really good cameras with IR. And they were hearing voices all around them during that episode, like especially like the first 30 minutes or 20 minutes. It's like, did you hear that? But their mics weren't picking up what they were hearing, and it sounded like a shush or But to see, I watched that episode, and to see them hear what we hear live in that mine is really, really cool, because they were freaked out, during the first part of that. And it was cool to see, because again, it's hard to describe to some people, like the things that happen in different places. You tell them, but telling people and experiencing it are two different things.
Sure
when you hear voices around you live and people talking, it does freak you out, because you don't know where it's coming from. You don't know what's going to happen next. It's just, they're there.
Especially
you know they're
when
there.
You're alone. That I have to say, for the very, very first time, I saw a shadow figure at the Burlington Bridge.
There's Cody. What's up there?
Cody. Put his legs.
Oh, Cody, you know what we almost did, Cody? I'm going to get sidetracked here. Chris and I were looking online for a mannequin leg, and we were going to ship it to your house and, put a bow on it and everything, like it was a Christmas present. So you opened it up, and that mannequin leg with the Christmas lights was going to be. We were this close. We were looking online for it, but we didn't do it. That would have been. I would have loved to have been there for that.
He'd have drove all the way here to beat you.
Oh, he would have. He would have. Cody, I'm telling you, I have it. I have the picture. She again. She must have known. She must have saw the evil in Cody's eyes, because look at the photo. Cody meant business. He's got that leg, and he's looking right at me. And he meant business. So.
Cody knows I looked right at him when he came downstairs and said, "You didn't leave something in that room, in that bed for us, did you?" And he was like, "No."
He looked so innocent, with that like, Elvis impression. But boy, he had some hate in his eyes looking at me with that mannequin leg.
That's because you put it in his way, man. You don't do
that
to
was
start sending body parts.
That was hilarious. And what he did afterwards, putting that thing in our room, I was just, it's 1:30 at night. We're exhausted. We wanted to take showers. And I opened the door and I see lights. And I'm like, what the frig lights? And there's that damn leg. And we were talking to Pam and Steve about that. Just funny as hell. Funny as hell.
It's beyond funny.
Well, Cody, I was telling everyone that you guys will be doing events with us in 2024. And we're looking forward to that. And, we are working it out. So you'll be at the expo again. And we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to seeing you guys as much as we can next year. I know these guys are as well. I know those dolls of yours, they love their Uncle John. You know it. I know it. So, heck yeah, going to be a blast.
Yes.
Again, one of the best weekends, we were talking to Pam and Steve, that I've had in a while. And
we had.
For you guys that were there, you enjoyed it. But the investigation with the dolls, the leg, the downtown Gettysburg.
The bones.
Oh, God, you and those damn bones.
Because we were getting stuff off it.
She's sick.
No, I'm not.
I will not. I am freaked out by human bones, hair, teeth.
You like voodoo dolls that have teeth and hair?
But it's buried. They're not, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not holding a bone. I'm not holding hair.
I didn't hold the bone. It was in a package.
They're mixed in with the doll.
The package was in the bones were in a package.
No
phones. They were human bones. Human bones.
These aren't even chicken bones. They found real
human bones
underneath the Hoover House bed and breakfast in Waynesboro. Pam and Steve. Somebody was under there doing something, and they found human bones. Now they think they may have come from like a cemetery down the road, and there was a flood, and maybe
it washed down,
or it was a nursing home.
Well, yeah, because
people could have died and couldn't afford it.
No, what we were getting from communicating with and having the bones on the table was that it was from long ago, and that there was a secret, and it had to do with revenge. So there was all kinds of stuff going on.
Bones freak me out. It's different again. A doll, a piece of clothing. No, it ain't about being a chicken. It's about bones. It's just too much. You know what I mean? And hair too.
But you like communicating with spirits. This is part of what there's just an actual essence of what they were connected to.
There's DNA attached to that stuff. That's what freaks me out. As long as it's
it wasn't full intact. It was like a piece of a hip bone, shoulder, something.
Not even if it's a jawbone or if it's a knee.
But yeah, you did that human skull one from the murder.
I kind of had to. It was there. It was interesting. I did it, but I don't like doing it. I don't like touching.
So if there was a dark entity attached to it, that would have changed your mind
to those bones?
Yeah.
No.
You still would have been.
That was either someone from the cemetery or who knows.
That's not what I'm saying.
Some poor old lady who died in a nursing home and they throw her underneath the porch.
If there was a dark attachment to it.
Yeah, probably. I still would. I don't like bones. They freak me out. They freak me out. Hair too. I don't like touching hair. Like
no, you don't.
Dead people hair.
No, you don't. I know you don't. That freaks you out.
Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah.
So these bones were there.
Yeah.
We had Cody and Satori's objects, which I'm completely comfortable with. Liza loves me. Jolene loves me. The new doll, whose name we don't know, loves me too. But this nut is like, well, bring out the bones too. And I'm like, why do we got to do the bones when we have Cody and Satori stuff? We'll bring out the bones. Let's see what we get. I wouldn't go near it. Anybody who was there that weekend, did you see me address the bones, look at the bones, touch the bones?
No, Mr. Bones.
No freaking way. Bad
exactly,
juju.
Brian.
Bad juju.
And
touching
all love Uncle
DNA
John.
And touching bones. Bad juju.
There was no bad juju. They had a story to tell.
I didn't touch them. I wouldn't know.
They had a story to tell.
No way.
And nobody else was addressing it. So I brought them out and I put them on the middle of the table. And it was pretty something that was coming through and what it was saying and what was happening. And I did this
Thank you. Brian agrees with me. Thank you.
What?
The bones should have stayed in the drawer.
But then you wouldn't have known all the information. But the funny thing is, the reason why I brought him out was because when I started doing the reading that I was doing, when I was doing the reading,
amazed with this nut serial killer books and
there was a reason behind. Let me tell you something. There was a reason behind it, because when I started doing the type of readings I was doing, it kept coming up about something that was hidden there, out front, underneath, whatever, and so those bones had to come out.
I will not. No, if I have to. If Donna said to me tomorrow, you know, I got some bones,
you do it,
and I would have to. I don't like touching them and handling them though.
But they were wrapped.
That freaks me out.
They were wrapped.
You could still feel.
It's just the mindset for you.
No.
Well, that's you.
No bones.
I did my due diligence. That's what an investigator does.
It's amazing what you'll do and what you won't do. That's
no, I don't like dark stuff. I do not like dark stuff.
That's the funny thing.
That's not funny. That's just the way it is.
Yeah, the bones. You didn't see me take the bones with me. Yes, I wasn't bringing them in the basement.
No, actually, Patricia, I don't think they were out when you were there. I don't think I brought them out then. There's a bone joke there. Yeah, there always is.
Donna, many, many moons ago, when we first met her, this is going back a ways. The objects we first came into contact with and investigated, I remember one of them, two of them freaked me out. There was one, it was wallpaper that actually contained like brain matter and blood from a murder. Yeah. And I had never really investigated objects up to that point.
Yeah, that was
and freaky. I was like,
that was freaky.
Seriously? And she showed me the article and all the proof of where it came from and all that. And I'm like, damn, like this person was murdered, and their DNA is still on the wallpaper.
Yeah, the blood, like you can see the brown from the blood and everything on that wallpaper that was in that frame. Now that is because that's just not like, that's actual from a violent thing that happened to someone, and you know that's like that right there is a little bit disturbing.
So that one weirded me out. And then there's
the candlestick.
No, not the candlestick. There was like what was it, voodoo or gypsy something? It was a pair of underwear.
Oh, it was wrapped. The underwear were wrapped in a voodoo doll, a wax voodoo doll with pins in it and stuff.
Freaking bizarre.
And it was found up over somebody's thing.
Things inside. Yeah, they found
construction people found it.
Yeah, a crawl space or something.
And bad things kept happening with this thing, trying to get it to Donna's shop from Donna. Like there was a whole bunch of stuff that was happening. There's a lot of energy and stuff like that.
My man Nick, I had a good time talking to Nick at the Burlington prison. I was just messaging him.
Yeah, we were talking back and forth about that. He enjoyed being able to stand up there and talk with you guys.
I had a great time at the prison. I don't know if we talked about that or not.
No, we didn't get a chance to.
Actually,
because I was starting to say
Ryan Murray, how are you, my friend?
I saw my first shadow figure in a jail cell there. First time ever there. I know he's like looking at me like, why is that funny?
I love the way you present things, because your heads are out and then you stop and you pause. Were you waiting for a reaction?
No, because it freaked me out so bad.
Well, you just kind of stopped, like the story was ending there. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I did the third floor, which I'm never up on, which is like death row. Why are you laughing at my hands? Okay. I'm not the Italian you are. Is that it? So I have people separated in the jail cells where the cells shut. And I said, everybody's locked in now, whatever. And literally I looked over, and I'm standing in the hall, and I look over, and there's this big dark figure standing there, but there was a husband and wife. Alex was in there. So I assumed it was Alex. The way the standing could have been his height, whatever. And I literally took it that it was Alex, and I went over to walk over. And as I walk over to open the gate, like, why you, instead of sitting in and doing what we're doing, why are you standing in front of the, what do you call it? I call it gate, but it's not a gate. It's the bar doors. And I opened it. And as I opened it, there was nobody there. And I just literally saw my own eyes standing right in front of me, this man. So I opened it up and I walk in, and I said to Alex and his wife, saw the whole full silhouette, solid. Big
guy, little guy?
Big guy, solid, standing, intimidating. And I just assumed it was Alex because he was in there with his wife. And I said, Alex, did you just move? Because maybe he did. In the dark, things, perceptions and stuff's a little off. And when you get freaked out, So was it you? And the wife goes, no, he's been sitting there. He goes, no, I'm doing like, and they had like a flash on, they were doing stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to like write that off. My last group comes in, and I don't know what happened or why. Same spot, same thing. But this time I had Joe and Cam in there. And Joe's a tall guy. And Joe, for some reason, was standing right at the door the exact same way. And it wasn't just him standing there. There was like a menacing feel. I screamed. I cursed. I got so freaked out. I mean, like, I literally almost wet myself. I could not speak for several moments because my heart was pounding so hard, and I couldn't like catch my breath. That's how much it scared me.
He's a tall dude.
Yeah, Joe is pretty tall. Like Joe is almost as tall as Smoot.
Yeah.
But it was just the way he was standing.
I almost wet I don't believe I've ever said that ever in all of my years of investigating the paranormal.
Tracy
now,
was
what
there.
If that would have happened at an event? What then?
What do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to do something, right? Go to the store, get something. I don't know.
Those of you who come to our events, there is a chance. But if you smell something, she'll blame it on the environment.
Isn't he a peach? Tracy, hi from the Bahamas. I know you're in a really good. Could you tell this man how bad Joe scared me that I cursed and screamed and I couldn't speak? Like Tracy was up there because Tracy was in another cell and she's like, "What happened? What happened?"
She does when she gets scared. Like
I get freaked.
The words fly out of her mouth that are just foul. Box of depends. Yeah, we may have to include the NJP depends from now on. I don't know, but we didn't get a chance to talk about that.
No.
The Burlington prison. God, I can't believe I forgot about that. Oh, because we had Dustin on.
We did.
Burlington prison Saturday was really, 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 really good. They had 150 people there. Shannon, the palm reader, awesome.
Yeah.
Edward Anderson, awesome. People loved him. That's another one. He throws those damn bones, and those are real bones, and that kind of freaks me out too. But that is what.
But you had him read the bones on you.
Yeah, but he did it on there. Those bones weren't in front of me. He was on the screen.
So it's okay just as long as you don't have contact.
As long as I don't see him and I don't hear them clankety clank, and no, that I don't want to hear. But again, we talked to a lot of people. There again, met Captain and Smoot, who I
where does that name come from?
I don't know. He explained it to me. I had seen the name on Instagram, and it was so funny because when I saw the hoodie, and I was like,
"Hi, Jonathan.
How do I know that name?" And I got to hang out and talk to them for a while.
Yeah.
I talked to Todd for a while. There were a lot of people.
That
came through, and I got to talk to for a while, and it was really, really cool. We had a good time. That 4 hours went by in a blink.
It did.
A blink. And I thought it was going to be like, oh God, we have all this 4 hours, and then we're going to go get something to eat, and then we're going to come back for the ghost hunt. But that 4 hours went by in a blink, and they did a good job on the prison. They painted the walls.
They did a really good job.
They redid the outside wall. They took down the stucco, and now it's just brick, the way it should be. But a great time, really good time. So anybody who came to that,
it was freezing.
Jay was there. Yeah,
I got to hang out with Donna and Danielle and Jay.
Yeah, we were in the basement, and it was very, very, very cool.
That's Danielle. That's who John was just talking about. Nick and it was Smoot and Captain and Smoot. So this says Captain Smoot.
The Viking guys. I mean, what do you refer to them?
Yeah, the prison's a great place.
So so we had the meet and greet, which went really, really well. And then we all went out to dinner together, and then we came back for the ghost hunt. Now, again, that building was closed for a while for renovations and repairs. We didn't know what to expect. We hadn't been in there ourselves for a year and a half, maybe. So, very, very cool. You know, I usually station in an area where the double murder happened, where the Assay Harry, he ambushed the warden and a trustee, and he bludgeoned the warden to death. And his body, this one door that's in the back, was hanging half in, half out when they found him. I was getting a lot of activity in that area, especially with the bell. He was loving the bell. And truth that energy and spirits are kind of intelligent and they react in that way. My most active group had a guy who was a retired police officer.
Oh,
25
Sean.
years this guy was on the force. And William King, who was murdered, who was the sheriff and the warden of the prison, he loved this guy. He reacted to him the whole entire time he was in that room with
including vertigo, huh?
Oh my God, I got nauseous. Kathy will tell you, we both did. I got nauseous and sick to my stomach to where it was before the break. I'm like, I need to get out of here, get away from this, and because it was
Nicole,
really.
Nicole
she was in that
too.
group. That was a very, very cool Nikki. That was, and Nikki has this thing where she wants me to lock her in cages all the time. To each his own. I mean, I'm not, no, not for everyone, but everywhere that there's a cage or a cell or something, Nikki's like, hey, just lock me in here, and I'm like, hey, you do what you want to do. I know why she.
Oh,
and then she throws holy water at me through the bars, which is really, really weird. But that prison was pretty active that night, especially down in that area. I had a great time doing that. And I want to go back. And I know you guys probably haven't been there because we haven't done it. I'm trying to work out dates for that. It's just really, really hard to do that. Hey, Sally, how are you?
That you're talking about Alex and Will, Danielle, that were getting a lot of reactions. I sat in a cell with Kathy for a few moments, and I put your trigger lights, you know, like the walkway that you can go in between. Yeah, he scared crap out of him. But I put those little those trigger lights.
I forgot he was in there.
Yeah, you did? You left him in there?
I had him in a cell, and it wasn't like a cell where you could see through the bars. They have cells that have big wooden doors.
Yeah.
Like big metal things that you lock them. I had him in there, and I forgot all about him.
Oh my!
I got everybody else out, and I'm like, 2, 3, 4. Who am I missing? I was like, oh, Cam.
Oh, you forgot, poor guy. But there was if you've never been to the prison, up on the top floor where there's 3 cells that lead into the 4th cell where there's a bathroom. And when the doors are locked and you walk in the cell, there's actually an opening between each one that you can walk through to get to the bathroom. And I put these trigger objects in each one of the spaces. And we actually put a REM pod on the toilet. And we actually got the spirits to go from one cell right through and trigger all those lights. And then you heard the REM pod go off on the toilet when we said anyone that needs to use, now's your time to do it before we lock down for the night. It was crazy. You forgetting people.
Hey, Nick, it happens. I can't account for everyone all the time. I mean, it's just makes for a good story. It's like Blair Witch.
Yeah, that bathroom's freaky. You got that right.
But what was cool again, we were the first ones in there after months and months. It was kind of like when we went back into the buildings after COVID, when, people weren't doing anything for like a year because of the shutdown. And we went out purposely and went out and investigating these buildings because nobody was in them. And we had tons of activity during COVID, tons of activity where again, we've been in these buildings many times and they were now empty.
Yeah.
No volunteers, no docents, no nothing.
Yeah.
And we're in there like, hey, remember, there's people back again. We're here, and boom. And it was pretty good. I missed that place a lot. The only negative about that place is that EVPs are really, really hard to do unless it's a very limited amount of people. I did have some cool stuff with the Spirit Box EVP.
Yeah. That
I got in the cells upstairs. A lot of pretty good responses up there. So, but yeah, I would have loved to have done regular EVPs in the basement, but the boiler and the heating system is right there. And that thing kicks on. It sounds like a train.
Danielle got a few EVPs up on top
in
a very small. She had them in a very small room off to the side, and they got a few things. I think Deb and them were in the group. Alex, Deb, and them were in the same group where they were getting stuff. That was pretty good. I
think some of them are, again, here's the thing. Maybe I'm getting soft at my old age. There were, when we first started going in the prison, the paranormal person in me was like, God, it's so cool on some level that 7 people were hanged in that courtyard. A double murder happened in the basement, and there were tons of suicides. Lots of people.
And the Boston Strangler was there.
like, it's not a dead
I'm
person.
telling you.
I'm talking about like paranormal
but still,
stuff.
there's energy that's connected to that.
So a person who was in a county jail for a few months is going to cause more paranormal activity than people who were hanged,
I didn't say
murdered, suicide, and died of.
I didn't say that.
Well,
It's not what I said.
What are you talking about then?
I'm just fascinated by this. Is me in a nutshell. It just blows my mind and fascinates me that the Boston Strangler, before he was known as that, was housed there for a crime that he actually got away with. And then he went off to do and become what became. That doesn't strike you on any level at all. I know you're talking
as
about
far as paranormal, no, it does. It's a very interesting story as part of the prison's history, but related to the paranormal, it's a big fat goose egg.
I disagree.
Yeah, I'm sure the Boston Strangler comes back there where he was for 3 months. And he's part of the activity that's there. I didn't
say he did.
My goodness. Anyway, holy cow. It is like driving with her. It is. Please, Lord. I'm sure it is very interesting. When we do the history of the jail,
yes,
we can talk about the Boston Strangler being there for 3 months. But as far as paranormal activity, which is, what is the name of this thing again? Hey, let me look right there. See that right there? New Jersey Paranormal. You happen to see that? That's what we do. Anyway, these people, suicides, natural deaths, hangings, murder. I get in the yeah, exactly, saltines. We're gonna go there again, I'm sure, Brian. Brian knows exactly what I'm talking about. You never know what's coming in many, many ways. So I'm in the area now where the murder happened. And again, when we first started going there, it was kind of close. I saw a shadow figure there, a big one, in the room where Harry Assay hung out before he ambushed them. I saw it clear as day in that room. Now, this time I'm there, I actually did, along with the vertigo, I felt kind of like sad. You know what I mean? Here's a guy who was a warden, just doing his job.
Yeah.
And one day he comes across a guy who was arrested for drunken disorderly. This guy wasn't a murderer at the time. He was a drunken disorderly. He was a drunk who had gotten into trouble a few times before. Probably never in a million years did he think walking down that hallway
that he was going to meet the end.
That dude was going to come out and bludgeon him to death.
Yeah.
And his body lay right in the spot that I was standing, and I had equipment. And he came through, William Spirit Box, he came through a few times. And I don't know, like I said, it was sadder this time. I don't know. Again, that energy felt a lot different to me in that area. You know.
Why do you think that is?
Because the Boston Strangler was probably in that area at one time, and and that factored into everything. I think the big mystery of the Boston Strangler.
But why do you think that the energy for that changed? Do you think that it was because he was killed and the other guy was killed too?
He died later. Yeah, the trustee.
Yeah, he
didn't die on the spot. He died later.
Yeah, because he was carrying the stuff in from the back for the cook and whatever, and then he got him.
Yeah,
and he's the one that ran for help.
Yeah.
So why do you think that it went from you seeing that and experiencing what you did to the change into sadness? Is it because you think you connected to him?
I don't know. This is what I'm saying. I don't know why I felt that way this time in particular. I mean, I of course the story is sad, and the guy lost his life, and he probably had
but there's difference going sad and moving on,
no,
and
this
other
time
being
I
made
really
to feel
felt
it.
like he was trying to connect. I don't know. It's just a feeling, and like they said, the dead bell wasn't going off at all, and then it started.
Good night, Dominique.
And it was just, again, different vibe. Maybe because I haven't been in there so long.
Yeah.
And the plaque is right there on the wall. For those of you who haven't been there, if you go down this one particular hallway where it happened, there's a plaque on the wall with William King's picture, his grave marker, and the story, the news story, and everything about what happened. And it's just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, this time.
It was. And you were also going back and forth between two floors. Did you find that to be? Did you feel difference when you were going from the
nowhere near the activity on the upstairs as there was at that?
But that, strangely enough, where you were going on the first floor, that was the women's section, and believe it or not, I think there has to be a certain kind of energy in that space that garners a reaction.
I did feel really hot up there, but I thought it was the radiators. So, I don't know. Maybe there was something going on there.
But that was the women's.
I did kept like the feeling of taking my shirt off. I kept like, oh, I feel like taking my shirt off. No.
You're a hot flash, all right.
But no, it was a very, very cool day, cool night. It was great seeing Janet. Janet is the one of the directors of the Historic Society.
Yep.
And you know, she's a friend of ours. We've known her for years, and you know, she wants us to come back there more frequently. Went to dinner with her, had a great time just talking to her, joking with her. She was there the whole time.
Yeah.
With us, and it was a good time. So thank everyone who came out to see the prison and supported. You know, gave a donation for the readings. I hope you had a good reading, and we had a good time. Again, I'm going to try to get back in there at least twice, but it's going to be tough. I know we're definitely going to be in there in November. That day we locked in, but I don't know about the rest of the year. We'll try. Yeah. You know, but that's it for tonight. Today is Wednesday. We're doing the Creeper Gallery on Friday, and we'll go live before then just to show you who's there, show you the objects that we're working with. You know, maybe in between as well. There's 2 sessions. There's an early session, a late session, and well, low power on my battery. Look at that.
Wow.
That's never happened before.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee indeed. So
it was very nice, Donna.
Again, we'll do a live session from the Creeper, show you who's there, let you talk to Donna for a bit. And then we have coming up, Chip coming up. Hopefully Steve Gonzalez is going to come on. And we got lots to do before the year's over. And then next month, live investigations, and then the events roll on and on. But we'll be here for you. Again, I didn't earn the mug, the hat, the action figure just for not. Let me tell you what happened. I said, we're going to do a live tonight. And she said, ugh, tonight we're going to. And I said, do you not care about the people that follow us? And she said, I know.
People already know.
She said, I know. I'm going to do it.
People know who I am.
True story. Me?
Your truth.
I'm a giver. I give.
Remember that. It's his truth.
Until it hurts. And then I give a little more.
Sometimes he gives so much.
That's how you get the hat. How you get the action figure. How it happens. Anyway, we'll see you guys Friday from the Creeper Gallery. We'll show you again. We'll show you the objects. There's going to be 6 different objects that we're working with that we've never worked before. This is the Ghost of Christmas Past. I know someone else tried to do a version of that, but whatever. But we're going to be doing that Friday. We'll show you the objects. They're all toys that belong to, I guess, people and children that are no longer with us. So we'll do a whole wrap up about that too, probably on Saturday or Sunday. All right.
Have a good night. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Stay as healthy as you can. And please remember, especially now, times during the holiday season, it's really harder for some people and depression's really high. And you might find that people are lonely or just need a little bit more of your ear, just your time. Just remember them and take care. And good night.
Yes. And remember all those things from me as well, because I mean them just a little more than she does. Good night, everyone.